Good day and welcome to another edition of Outsider Genie, where we're going to look at the preview of today's racing at Durbanville. First, before we start looking at the races, just a few notes. Outsider Genie is a service where we look at the form. We are not tipsters, we are form analyzers, and we analyze form and then we give you outsider selections that you can use in any of your play. In other words, whatever you play, PA, jackpot, pick sixes, ringers, exactas, quartets, you take these outsiders with the view of getting the bigger payout. Because at the end of the day, you can't make money on favorites, but if you can catch the bigger payout, that is where the money lies. Then we are sponsored by VYVO. This is a company who is currently launching in South Africa. We will leave a link in the description below to tell you more about VYVO. Then we would advise you to subscribe to our channel so that you can get notifications every time that we post for the day's preview for the day's racing. Then we are also available on Twitter, Instagram, and WhatsApp. They are our various handles. Now, I just wanted to say that, the amount of time that Outsider Genie spends on doing the selections and the videos, the income that he is currently derived from that is really not enough to make a living from. But what is very satisfactory is that if you get a post like this, that where this guy says that that my tips are really good, I'm talented, and that he only discovered me 3 days ago. He bets for fun, and he decided to follow my selections. And in one race, he hit the quartet, and he made 2,000 rand. And I'm really, this is things that really makes one feel good. Then, are you tired of being broke? I know as a punter myself that punters are always broke. They're always looking for extra money. There's always a bill to be paid. Yes, and then sometimes we do the stupid thing of taking the last money and pay, and instead of paying a bill, we say, listen, let's quickly just take this bet, and if the bet wins, I will pay the bill. But it doesn't always work out like that. So if you are tired of being broke and you need a little extra income on the side, a side hustle, you can WhatsApp me on 072 I've got a nice little business I can introduce you to, and please know there's no startup cost required. You can start without putting any money down. So if you're broke, WhatsApp me. Then we offer we do the daily preview of the video, which we distribute it for free. But if you need more than that and you need specific selections, you can subscribe to our form and analysis service. Then you'll get race by race selections, outright 102 possible outsider selections. We give you per race, and then we give you value bets. Our value bets are normally 6-1 and higher, but sometimes you get a small field. Then the value bet would be like 5-1, but that's the exception to the rule. Then we also give you a best bet of the day, no odds on, decent value. We have been giving best bets as high as 6-1, which I will tell you about just now. Just yesterday at the Val, we had a best bet that was opening betting 13-2, but I'll tell you about that just now. We also give you suggested trifectas and quartet selections, and some of them has paid handsomely in the past. We also give you affordable PA and a pick six, so that we cater for the smaller punter who hasn't got a lot of money to play with. Then we have a special offer for the Durban July, which is a few days away. Option 1, you can subscribe now, and then I just want to change this now. It is 300 Rand, and this is done. If you subscribe now till the end of the month, you'll get 300 Rand. From the 300 Rand, 100 Rand goes into a kitty we're busy building, where we go to 50% and 25% for the PA and 25% for the jackpot. I think currently this kitty is already on, I think, 700 Rand or something like that. So then all winnings will be, shared equally. If you want to, and you are already a member of Outsider Genie, of our service, and you want to share in this kitty, you can just arrange with me and just pay in the amount that you want to play with. You can pay in more than 100 Rand, because then we will just share according to your how many shares you took in that. So, or you can take option 2, where you can pay 150 Rand and you'll receive all the selections from now till on to the Vodacom Durban July Day. But that excludes sharing in the Pick 6 PA and jackpot. Right, then breaking news, Pierre Strydom has decided to do a race-by-race preview for the day's races at Vodacom Durban July Day. As a matter of fact, we are doing this morning, and as soon as it's finished, then I'll start posting the video on social media for you to listen to it. Okay, and then on for the video purposes, I'll do a general preview on the non-Pick 6 races that I'll post on the groups. But unfortunately, only for my subscribers, do a race-by-race preview of all 6 Pick 6 races. That means that there will be 6 videos. There will be a video for race 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, where I will discuss comprehensively the horses' chances in that race, and then I'll give some selections and suggested quartets and so forth. Just to show you, if you do subscribe, this is the way that you're going to receive your selections. You will receive a sheet like this every day, where I'll have your selections, the Pick 6, the PA, the trifecta and quartets, and then your value bets and base bets. And then sometimes I give a small pattern that you can play for a small amount, and should it come in, then you can collect handsomely. So then let's now move on to our next section. This is where we have a look quickly at the previous day. Racing yesterday at the Vaal, we had a sort of an okay day. In race number 3, the Outsider Genie struck again, the king of outsiders, and we gave our followers the number 10, 5th of July. He won at 25-1. Then, as I said in just yesterday in my preview, in my video preview, I said that number 6, Express from the US, is the best bet on the card. At the time, it was 13-2 with World Sports Betting, but after a scratching of there was one scratching, there was still 5-1 available. But the horse jumped at 28-10 and won by 3 lengths. There's just another example where I say to you, when we give best bets, we don't just give you, I never give an 8-10. You can find that yourself. But you need to find a genie to give you a best bet of the day at 13-2. And then in race 8, we give you number 3, Blow Me Down, which was our outsider selection. That won at 14-1. And our other outsider selection in that race was number 8, category 4. That ran second, and the exacta paid 100 Rand. So a nice payout there. So let's now move on to the day's racing. We are racing from Durbanville. Now, the first 2 races are juvenile races, and I've got a policy: you cannot back on juvenile races because you got no form to work on. You don't know what this horse has shown in work at home. So for me, I don't give any selections on juvenile races. So I will start my selections at race 3. I just want to scroll down to race 3 here. If we can just get there we go, race 3. And sometimes this thing doesn't want to scroll down, up and down, up and down. You know, you really battle to scroll down with this PDF. It's one of the struggles in my life when I want to do this preview and I'm battling to. I just want to apologize for the quality of this PDF, but that's the way I received it. Guys, just bear with me. I'll get there now. Okay, there you go. So let's quickly look at the betting, just for the sake of you know, for the guys who are interested in the first races. I'm also going to give the betting on the first 2 races, and then you can, and then we'll move on to race 3. So here we are, race 1. The betting is number 5, Fire Alley. It's 5-2. Inner Space 7-1, Burnra 8-1, 17-2, Wordsworth, Desert Illusion 9-1, Royal Flush 9-1, and 12-1, the rest and better. In race number 2, the favorite here is Oscar's winner, 5-2, 33-10, Stuck on You. That has had a few runs, maybe that's due now. Galactic Star 7-2, Respectable Belmes 8-1, 16-1, Daughter of GS, Cherry Jam 18-1, and 18-1, Eleanor, and 20-1, and better the rest. So let's move on to race number 3. Here we have number 11, Pacific Duke, 28-10, number 12, Paper Trail, 28-10, Saltelius 5-1, Turn It Up, Harvey 17-2, Policy Target 12-1, Savannah Valley 14-1, 18-1, Canary Island, and 33-1, and better the rest. So let's look at the form in race number 3. Here we have the classical example of 3-year-olds against 2-year-olds, and the one thing that I've learned is if you got an average 3-year-old running against the average 2-year-old, the 3-year-old will 7 out of 10 times win the race, because that's just that time of the year. Now we're racing on Durbanville now, which is around the bend, and unfortunately in Durbanville, the draw is a factor. So if you're drawn out wide, you are stuck, and it is really a drawback. So that makes a huge difference on the outcome of a race. So here we have number 1, Turn Up Harvey. Really had 9 runs. Has run some decent places, but as I said, they've drawn 16. Well, he'll probably come into 14 because of the reserves. But yeah, definitely this makes it a mountain to climb for this horse to win. But I see the horse run from the front, so they're probably going to take it to the front and hope for the best. Black Duke is a Duke of Marmalade out of Cecil Mare. Was gelded and has had 1 run hasn't run after the gelding, so this horse has had a lay of over a year. So this is a horse that you have to keep your eye on for improvement. Has had a long race, being gelded, so it can be anything, but again, it's stuck on the draw here at 15. Then we just move off down to number 3, Saltelius. Person Gedrix out of Almafti Me. I like this horse on its first run. It's getting -2.5. It's drawn 4. In its debut run, it ran on from behind 24.5. Fastest 400 to finish, and then they say no show. Maybe they don't understand how to read, how to use their own thing. But anyway, I'm not going to dwell on that. This horse will definitely approach like the 1400 meters, and in my eyes, it's 5-1. Definitely has got a huge chance in this race. Policy of Target, Master of My Fate, also had a decent debut, might be looking for longer. Then we're getting to the 2-year-olds, and they could be anything. So definitely you have to watch the betting on some of them. I do like number 10, Northern Song, Oratorio, out of a Forward Me. Very well bred. Nordic Spring has found some winners. Had a decent debut. But also again, the draw is going to be a problem. Then we get down to the Pacific Duke, also a Duke of Marmalade, Pacific Dynasty, very well bred. Had a nice introduction over 1200 meters, now going longer, drawn a bit wide on 10. Over the 1200 meters, no extra late, but I think we'll appreciate the 1400 meters. Then Paper Trail also had a nice introduction. There's a legislate, Durban July winner, but had to win it in the boardroom. He beat the horse that I backed at 50-1, Wiley Hall. I was looking to collect 40,000 Rand that day on Wiley Hall. I backed it at 50-1 already in May of that year. Has a decent introduction, a decent draw, 7, and can definitely be involved in the finish. Sabina's prodigy. It's also a well-bred. This mare has thrown some nice horses. The 1400 meter will also suit, but drawn 12 had a nice introduction. Can improve. Savannah Buddy, it's a Flower Alley. Wow, how this Flower Alleys run. I really like the breeding, this Flower Alleys. Also had a reasonable introduction. Also will also appreciate the extra. Drawn 6 can be a danger in this field. Then we move on to race number 4, where we have a small field. It is a merit-rated 102 divided handicap, 1600 meters, computer from class R, average merit rating 99. Let's look at the betting. Here we have number 6, Hurricane Harry, 17 to 20, 22 to 1, Love Happens, Chrome Yellow 15 to 1, Meraki 9 to 1, and 20 to 1, the other two. Now, first of all, Chrome Yellow and Love Happens have run against each other before, and on the weight turnaround from their runs, I think the Chrome Yellow was 52.5, and Love Happens was 59.5. So that is 7 kilograms for a 2.4 beating. Now Love Happens carries 59, and Chrome Yellow carries 62. So it's a 10 kilogram turnaround in weights. Number 1, Chrome Yellow will have to be a very good horse to beat Love Happens. But then both of them, as I said, two dogs fight about on the bone, but then the third one walks away. Here you have Hurricane Harry carrying 53 minus 4. It's got nothing. It won well last time, and with that weight will be the horse to beat. So race 3, I think, will be the finish will be between the two. Will be between the two Snake Runners and Chrome Yellow from the Andre Nel stable. So now let's move on to race number 5. Race number 5 is a very open race. It's a merit-rated handicap, divided handicap, 1600 meters, class C, merit-rated 78. We have the favorite is number 1, Rocky Ringo, 5 to 1. They're betting here 5 to 1 the field. I haven't seen this kind of betting for a long time. Destin 5 to 1, Gold Medal 5 to 1, Black Belt 5 to 1, 8 to 1, Brother Louis, 9 to 1, Ronaldo, 10 to 1, Telangas, and 16 to 1, and longer the rest. Yeah, take your pick. As I said, 5 to 1, open race. I'm not going to touch on all the runners. I'm just going to touch on a few of them. Number 1, Rocky Ringo, is a class horse, has been running well, has had 3 runs, drawn 5, and has run against some strong opposition, can be involved in the finish. Number 2, Stanley, came off a race, didn't show much, but might have needed a run, but unfortunately drew 14. Not many horses went from there. My Hopes and Dreams had a okay race after the rest, and after the maiden, drawn 11, wait for improvement. Then number 4, Telangas. This horse has shown ability, has had a nice win where it beat Turn Up Harvey, but unfortunately Turn Up Harvey is still a maiden. Then it ran an 88 average rating, and now here the merit rating is just the average merit rating for this race is 78. So it was a much stronger field. It ran second. It ran also behind Silver Host at 92. So this horse has been running a far stronger competition, and I think definitely a danger in this race, at currently at 10 to 1. Then number 5, Destin, also Justin Snave, Greg Shane riding for him there, has had a couple of seconds and then won a maiden, and then has been placed. Is drawn 8, can be involved in the finish. Then we go down to I just want to go down a little bit. As I said, there is horses with chances. This horse getting the -4 from this Justin Solomons. I think it's Justin. He's the son of Monet Winnaar. Has won a maiden recently, but can surprise, but drawn 12. The horse that I like very much is number 5 and number 12, Black Belt. Black Belt has also last time he won over 1800 meters. He was in a class 82, which is a little bit higher. He ran on well, fastest 400 to finish. Last time behind Socceroo, also run well after the rest. And I think Black Belt can improve to win this race. So now let's move on to race number 6, where we have a fillies and mares handicap. Class B, average mare rating 85 over 1,000 meters. Race 6, number 2, Dark Crystal, 19 to 2, 19 to 10, 22 to 10, Spirit Festival, Vodka Lime, 53 to 10, Ikebana, 9 to 1, 12 to 1, Rolling Day, 14 to 1, My Wicked Ways, and 16 to 1, Captain's Darling. So let's have a look at some of the runners in this race. I want to go down first. I want to go down to this is frustrated. I want to go down to number 7, Spirit Festival. This horse is carrying 52.5. Solomon's -4. Another horse that can come in has won well last time in an 82. Now running in a 85, so it's slightly higher, but getting the -4 again. Has run against some decent opposition if you look here, 84, 85. And with this bottom weight, this should be a nice double to take with the one in the second, in the fourth race, Harry Canary, can give you a nice double, Spirit of Festival. So I expect this horse to go in again. Not a very big field. Number 6, Ikebana, also getting -2, and I also think would be involved in the finish. Have run some nice races against a little bit stronger. There behind Driving Miss Daisy was an 87. There was an 88, Mississippi Burning. That was a future race. Apollo Eyes, 86, 5 rings behind. So I think that could be a nice outsider to be involved. The other captains, the other horse I want to look at is number 2, Dark Crystal, also Justin Snape. Robert Carty has had some nice runs, has run against stronger, but is carrying 57 against this horse, number 7, carrying, number 7 carrying, oh, come on. Hey, what a battle, man. This horse is carrying 52.5 -4 is going 48.5 to 57. It's 11.5 kilograms. It's going to be hard to give this horse 11.5 kilograms and the beating. Then we move on to the next race, which is race number 7. Which is also a fillies and mares, 79 divided handicap. Class D, merit rating 73, also over 1,000 meters. So let's have a look at the betting there quickly. Number 2 on captain's side, 7-2, 4-1 Bad Habit, I 7-1, 5-2, 15-2 Moncherry, Velvet Dawn 15-2, Queen's Club 9-1, Pippi Lanco's 10-1, Nana Arnold 10-1, and 16-1. Number 8 Victoria Tower, and number 9 Noble Rhythm 20-1, Rebel Spirit 22-1, and 50-1 Miss Generosity. So let's look at this race, where I want to go down Remember, this horse is a Class D, merit rated 73. I want to go down to this horse, number 9, Noble Rhythm. This horse has only had 7 runs for a win, second and a third. Now, if you look at this horse, this is a 73. This horse has run last time out. He runs an 84 and an 84 against decent opposition. Do come off a long race, but normally I've found over 1,000 meters that even horses comes from race that they are, that they can run well. Now, if we want to have a look here, this horse Random and Queen's Barnes, about Fleeced, Point of Sale, all good horses, Queen's Club, and then it beat Queen's Club. And this horse at a long price, definitely a contender in this race, and not a horse that I will leave out. A very nice each way outsider. Then we also want to look at. I also want to have a look at number 7. Here we have Queen's Club, the horse that Noble Rhythm beat before. Also coming off a rest, has also had some decent runs, always there and thereabouts. Definitely a horse that you cannot leave out of your play. Another horse that I think is Puppy Lanka's also always run well, always there and thereabouts, getting -2.5, and did run under Polly after the break, now back in Cape Town. And I do feel that Puppy Lanka's will also give her best and can be involved in the finish. Then let's just want to have a look here at the favorite on captain's side. Has won a maiden in another race before the rest, has come back and run a decent rain behind Spirit Festival, but drawn 11, but can be involved in the finish. Moncherie has shown some decent form, but unfortunately draw 10, was beaten by captain's side last time, and I think on the way turnaround, captain's side still have the beating of Moncherie. So then let's move down to race number 8. Race number 8 is a Class C 75 over 1,400 meters. A fillies and mares 82. I see there's a lot of races for fillies and mares today. So here we have the betting number 5, our price Jewel 28 to 10. Caribbean Sunset 3 to 1. Gimme 8 to 1. 10 to 1. Winter's Awakening. Waldorf Astoria 11 to 1. 14 to 1. The rest. So let's have a look here. We have number 1, Gimme, but unfortunately drawn 16. Has run a few places before the race last time out came, and run 4 links behind Cruise Along. It can improve. Over the distance, has had 4 runs for a win and a second. Then I want to have a look at number 3, Caribbean Sunset. Now, Caribbean Sunset, if you remember, we said this is a average rated 75, has run against some stronger, has run some decent races, and I do, from draw 5, Mr. Bielefeld on board, I do believe that this horse has got a huge chance in this race, and will give the favorite a run for his money, and can definitely win this race. This horse likes to go to the front and also runs out of it, but I think over the 1,000 meters, although she hasn't won over the 1,000 meters, she has been placed, and I think that the 1,000 meters she will be a little bit fitter, and I do feel that the 1,000 meters will definitely be in her scope to win this race. Number 4, Favor Me, has drawn 11, won a maiden a run back, and then came behind Ava Eileen. Now they're bringing this horse back to 1,000 meters. I don't know why, but maybe they still feel this horse needs a run. But definitely put in your back end of your quartet, because I've seen in the past that they bring horses that run over longer distance to sprints, and all of a sudden this horse runs a place. Our prize jewel is a Duke of Marmalade filly out of our Table Mountain, very well bred, comes from a rest. Last time was beaten by on captain's side, drawn to, definitely a huge runner in this field. Then we have a look at number 6, Chili Winter. Chili Winter has had 2 wins, has won some reasonable races against some here and there, the stronger opposition. Come back after the race, and I do feel they put in Anton Marcus, so they must have expected something. But then the horse, the Gravel Polly, ran out of steam in the last 200 meters. Now back in Cape Town, definitely a contender in this race. So then let's move on to race number. Then we move on to number 8, Faye. This is also a horse that I really strongly favors. Number 8, Faye, is by the stallion of Thomas Crown. Lady Brompton has thrown some nice winners by Al Mufti, getting -2.5, drawn 7, and had some reasonable races lately. Came back after the race, also ran out of steam on the 1400 meters. Now over the shorter distance, and will definitely distance has had 40 runs, 115 places over this distance, and I'm sure will definitely be a contender. Just want to check something here. Yeah, this race is over 1400 meters. I apologize. I was thinking that it's like over 1,000 meters. I don't know what made me think about that. But so yeah, let's quickly just have a look. This Miss Faye, drawn 7, definitely in with a chance over the 1,400 meters. His distance suited. Then Meter the George, last time out, won its maiden and can definitely improve over the scores and distance. Do not leave out, definitely in with a shout in this race. I see lately a lot of maidens that, because I normally work on a thing that maidens, after they won their maiden, then I normally don't include them in my exotics. But I've got burnt lately a few times, so uh, maybe things are changing. This was very well bred, so do include in your play. Number 10, Duchess of State, Corey Linsley. Yeah, Corey Linsley, I'm sure will have a winner soon, but this horse drawn 13 is going to find it difficult to win from that draw. So now let's move on to race number 9. Race number 9 is a maiden plate over 1,400 meters. Let's have a look at the betting, where we have number 14, Wife of Windsor, 21 to 10, 5 to 2, Musical Glitz, 7 to 2, Shakura Trick, 10 to 1, Rain Air, 14 to 1, Reeve Knot, 20 to 1, Enchanted Creek, and 25 to Longer the Rest. So let's look at a few selections here. Number 1, Reeve Knot, also placed often, definitely in with a chance. I just want to confirm again the distance is 1,400 meters. So can be involved in a finish. Bass Robertson stable, not to leave out. Number 2, another Bass Robinson horse, getting the -4. Has run some reasonable races, but with the -4 can be involved in the finish. Has been placed over this distance, so watch out for this one. Enchanted Trick has only had 2 runs, but I'm sure the 1,400 meters will suit. Drawn 4, last time out ran 22.0, fastest 400 to finish, and I really think that this horse can be a strong contender in this race. The only problem can be the fitness after this long race, but let's hope the trainer has got this horse fit. Then another huge runner in my mind is this horse, Sakura Trick, Bernard Fader, drawn to Dynasty filly out of a Trippy B. What a breeding. I wish I could have a horse like this. This horse debuted 1,000 meters and then 1,200, now going 1,400 for the first time. And I do feel that in this race, it will be a huge contender. I see there are 2-year-olds, which is the favorite. But as I said before, a good 3-year-old will always beat a good 2-year-old. So let's now go and have a look. There's a lot of debuts on this in this race. Number 7, Dancing Sun, also very well bred. A Camelot out of a Fastnet Rock, very well bred. Has had a decent introduction to racing, but drawn 9 and a little bit wide, but can definitely be involved in the finish. And then let's just move on a little bit. Number 9, Nozana. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that name, but anyway, number 9. Also looking for further, has had a nice second round fastest 400, but unfortunately drawn 16. That will be a problem. And then we get to number 11, Musical Glitch. Already had 6 runs, has had some decent places, has run over 1600. Late run, it can go in, but I'm sure, maybe I'm going to have egg on my face, but I'm sure there's going to be another horse that's going to win this race. And then we go to Wife of Windsor, a Dynasty out of a Tiffany, also well bred. Has had an introduction over 200 meters. Now going further, unfortunately, draw 11. Is going to be is a problem. So so that brings us into the end of this preview of the video. Have a nice day. I hope you have a few good bets. And as I always say, break a leg.